Okay, so last week we gave you a little bit of a taste of what we would possibly be talking about this week, and well, we had no other ideas, so here we are.
Yeah.
Matt, you wanna?
Well,
You're the expert, right?
on what? I thought I was the clown expert.
How many? All right. So last week, last week in the last segment of the show, I made Matt talk about why he thought that Bon Jovi was better than his favorite musician and possibly favorite person on earth, Bruce Springsteen.
Yes to both.
And I think he's maybe just now recovering a full week later.
It was one of the hardest moments of my life. It was like Sophie's choice, but it was Matt's choice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Except you didn't have a choice.
Yeah, true. So it was even worse.
Except death or Bruce. We kind of mentioned what we called Wannabe Bruce Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Matt really wanted to talk about it, and I've got some stuff to add too. I can't lie. So Matt, you want to tell us what Wannabe Bruce Rock is?
Well, Wannabe Bruce Rock, it's got an official designated name too.
Really?
Heartland Rock
is
what people call it.
True.
But it's pretty much usually people from the Midwest that just tend to emulate Bruce's music, and some do it more successful than others.
Bob Seger.
Bob Seger. Because none of the Bruce emulators try to really capture his Jersey sound. They just try to do the small town boy shit like that.
Okay, I want to sing Jungle Land basically.
Yeah, my least favorite probably the most well known, probably the biggest Bruce emulator is John Mellencamp.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, he's saying "Born in a Small Town."
Yeah,
which is basically that would basically be if Weird Al did a parody of a Bruce song.
Yeah.
It would be called "Born in a Small Town" instead of "Born in the USA" or whatever, "Born to Run."
And what a complex song. He just ends every line with "small town."
Yeah,
doesn't have to rhyme anything.
That song sucks bigly, and
it's probably Jack and Diane is an okay song for
it's okay.
I hate that. It's called Pink Houses. The "Ain't That America for You and Me."
Yeah,
I hate that song.
That's
they always play
Mellencamp too.
Yeah, they always play during 4th of July or whatever around here at least.
It's the worst.
Yeah. Bob Seger, I have a little more respect for.
I like some Bob Seger.
Still not as good as Bruce, but
no. Well, would you consider Neil Young in that topic?
Ooh.
He sometimes gets mentioned, but he's kind of like folk rock.
I would say, if anything, Bruce tries to emulate him in something like his folk
music.
Because Neil Young was around before Bruce was.
Right. I once, from a person who doesn't like Bruce that much, that he thought that Bruce was sounding like a wannabe Bob Dylan. And this first album, I guess I could see that, but I mean, he kind of changed real quick, so I don't know if I agree with that. But anyway, that got me thinking, what are the other kind of dumb genre, sub-genres of rock? Because me and Matt are both big, rock and roll fans.
Yeah.
And I made a little list here, and I'm going to share it with you for free. So if we're saying that Bruce Rock is kind of, the Heartland Rock, the bands that try and emulate Springsteen, then I would say that in the 90s, with a little band called Oasis, we were introduced to a genre that I call douchebag rock. And douchebag rock is basically if you had a guy at a party with a guitar and he's just strumming along and singing, or maybe a guy on a college campus sitting under a tree on the lawn just singing to himself.
Wait a second, because when you started describing that, the first song that popped into my head was Wonderwall. That's an Oasis song.
Yes, exactly.
We're on the same page.
Exactly. So that's Wonderwall and Champagne Supernova, but might even be worse.
Champagne Supernova.
And
oh my God.
I think part of my hatred for Oasis is that everyone is they're the greatest band. Everyone thinks that Wonderwall is so good, but it's not.
Yeah. I'd say some Third Eye Blind songs fall into douchebag rock.
Third Eye Blind, did they do Superman?
Wait, that I'm only a man.
No, not that song. No, the
Kryptonite.
Kryptonite, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they actually good transition.
Well, I don't know if I would call that douchebag rock, but only because I can't see some college asshole sitting under a tree going, if I go crazy.
No, but I definitely think that they go under a different subgenre of rock, which I call white trash rock.
Really?
And what I think the king of all white trash rock songs...
Nickelback
or My Own Worst Enemy by Lit. Like the... Yeah, that song. That song I just see emanating from a trailer somewhere.
I don't know. I consider that like college rock or something like that.
So that would almost think it was more like douchebag rock.
Yeah. I don't know. I cannot see that playing from like a trailer.
Really?
I can't see rednecks liking that song.
But that song, it kind of is. I mean, he's talking about sleeping with his clothes on, and the song, like it like the lyric. I feel like the lyrics.
But the guy doesn't sound like a redneck at all. He just sounds like.
There are some songs.
Can we forget about it?
Yeah, there are some songs from like the early I feel like the early 2000s is an accurate timepiece for that. Wrestlers' entrance songs that totally fit that bill.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we can agree that we know the sound we're thinking about. And then the third little bullet point I wrote down here on my notepad is, the bands, basically all these genres are kind of, if you took like the essence of one song and just like extrapolated it over a bunch of really bad versions of it. So then the last one I would call butt rock. Butt rock is if you took like the worst Pearl Jam song and just made like 60 bands out of it, and I think that's like Creed.
Oh yeah.
Or
and
yeah.
I only want to be here.
Yeah. Like all that, like Eddie Vedder's, he's got a good voice, but like the guy with the really deep voice, but it sounds like he sounds that if you talk to him in person, he would have like a really high voice, but then once he gets on stage, he's like, I only want to wheel you.
I'd like to dedicate this now. I think there's another one too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You bringing something to the table, Matt?
I would call it beach rock.
Okay.
And it's mostly in the 90s, but it spans all decades. It's just songs that when I hear it, I'm like, this is a song that you would play at like a beach bar or like, when you're on the beach or something.
Summer hits of the 90s.
Pretty much every song by Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
I would put Hotel California by the Eagles in this genre.
Sublime.
Sublime, yeah.
Definitely. Beach Boys, but that's
a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like,
yeah. You know what? This might not be rock, wannabe redneck country songs, because where we live, I know when we were in high school, everyone thought country was the shit, and like I think they still do.
What?
Yeah.
At our high school?
Yeah.
I never got that impression.
I knew people that.
But you're from a place where that's
from more of the sticks, because I've always been in the impression that
a lot of people made that transformation in high school. Now that I think of it,
I'm under the impression that if you were to ever meet one of these country stars, they would not be like rednecks at all. Like they would be like they had fucking like British accents. Like, hello, what are you doing? Like
Keith Urban's Australian.
Yeah, exactly.
I think country music is awful. I
just
want to say that right now on record, in audio. I think
put it on the record.
Every song is so fucking similar that, with a couple exceptions, but generally it's all like, in my pickup truck, got my beer, put on my jeans.
It sounds like a parody. Like it sounds like they're making fun of Southern people, and like I really like Leonard Skinner, but their music was like their musicians were awesomely talented, but B, they actually sang about kind of varied topics, and
a lot of country musicians today are talented. Like Keith Urban, like has played at benefit shows and whatever, and he'll do like covers of regular rock songs, and he's like really talented with the guitar and everything. I just think when they do country songs, they sound like shit.
Yeah, they can be catchy, but they're catchy in kind of the worst way.
Yeah,
where they like Kid Rock, whatever that. What was this?
That is white trash rock.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah. He's like the cross section, but yeah, where it's like it's stuck in your head. But you're like, I hate myself so much. Like you catch yourself humming it. And you're like, oh man, this is downfall right now.
Yeah,
those are your worst of genres of rock and roll / country. In case you ever need to know, just come back to this audio.